Hello everyone. No doubt by now you've heard that the Government of Ontario has given churches the green light to go ahead and begin holding their Sunday services again, as long as they stick to 30% of their building capacity, which for us at MCC is about 80 people. And so we've been working hard to come up with safety protocols and guidelines that will allow us to get back to worshiping together in a physical environment as quickly as possible. Now we realize not everybody is going to be ready to come back, and so we will continue to prioritize our streaming. But this video is to give you a bit of an idea of what to expect if you do decide to show up at our location this Sunday.
All right, so as with everything lately, we're going to ask that you stay home if you have any symptoms of sickness or any symptoms of a flu. But if you do choose to come, this is a little bit of how it's going to look on the outside. You'll pull in and there'll be somebody here to greet your car, kind of give you the layout of how things are going to work. Then you can pull in and park your car, and if you're feeling antisocial, if the weather's bad, you can just stay in your car and wait until we open the doors for people to come into the service. But if you'd like to socialize with people, there's going to be a chance to do that right behind me here. We're going to have a space outside in front of the front door where you can mingle with people in a safe way with social distance in place. So no close talking, no hugging, no handshakes, and no holy kiss, because I know that we love to do that. There'll be no coffee or tea served in this format. We're going to ask that you just bring that in yourself. Even drinking water, bring that yourself if you can. We're going to open the doors at 10:20 and begin to let people in to go directly to their seats. So the door's going to be propped open, so you won't have to worry about touching the handle or anything, and then we'll put our masks on and head in.
And we are requiring that anyone in the building wears masks at all times, with the exception of those who are on stage while they're on stage. Now this means that we've had to temporarily change our healthy community vision to allow for the wearing of those masks. Now I know people hate this part. Nobody likes to wear a mask, especially while we're singing, but this is seen as something necessary because we are in such a tight space, and especially because we're singing, to help reduce the flow of these wonderful droplets that we've all learned now are flying in the air everywhere we are. The first thing you'll notice when you come into the building is, just like at the grocery store, we've got signs for flow. Okay, so you're going to come in the way you normally do, but then you're going to, if you need to go out of the sanctuary for some reason, you're going to exit through the Adventureland hallway. While you're in here, physical distancing, 2 meters, 6 feet apart at all times, as much as possible. You'll see behind me, I'll step out of the way, and you can see that we've set up the chairs in such a way that there are 2 meters between these little clusters, these little tables. So you come in, make your way to a seat, and then the service will continue as normal, as we have been doing it. But when we're done, we'll just ask you to exit through the doors in the sanctuary, and again you can socialize outside, still practicing physical distancing. You can take your mask off in the parking lot and chat with people to your heart's desire, just not inside.
So while we're inside, we'd love for everyone to limit the use of the bathrooms, but of course, if you can't hold it, there will be 2 that are open just adjacent to the lobby next to the fireplace. You can use these at your own risk. They're going to be sanitized once a week in between services, but they won't be sanitized between users. So we'd encourage you to wash your hands thoroughly when you're leaving and use sanitizer as well if you like. The fans will be on inside the bathrooms, getting fresh air in there, and we'll have the windows cracked as well to keep good ventilation. We're also going to be trying to have the church well ventilated by using the HRV system, and we'll have that on the whole time, which what that does is it basically brings in fresh air and sucks out all of the stale air and the air that has all the germs that we don't want in here in it. Also, before the service, I think you might want to know that we're going to be sanitizing all the high-touch areas. So that means the tables that are in front of you, the doorknobs, and all of that. A word to our parents, we love the kids. We want the kids to come and be here, but they're your responsibility if you bring them. So that means you have to make sure your kids are wearing masks and following all the protocols and maintaining physical distancing as well. This also means that we're not going to be having Adventureland, and there won't be any activities for the kids either. So that means if Jeremy's sermon or if my sermon isn't enough to keep them awake and alert and entertained, which I'm guessing it probably won't be, you're going to want to bring something for them to be entertained with on your own. Another option for families is the prayer room. We're going to let one family each week reserve the prayer room, and they can be in there, and that obviously makes physical distancing much easier.
So at this point, with many people still tentative about coming, things are still kind of high risk, we don't really expect to have capacity issues. So we're not implementing any sort of reservation system. If we fill up the sanctuary, we have overflow space in Adventureland available. And if we reach our 80-person capacity, then we will have to turn people away, but we will cross that bridge when we come to it. We have been talking about ways that we might meet outside. Lots of you have been asking about that, and so we're working on that, but we thought we would get the inside thing mastered while we work on that. If you don't want to follow some of the protocols that we set up, if you can't see yourself doing that, that's fine. We'll keep streaming. Stay home. If you're in an at-risk category because of your age, because of your health, please don't feel any pressure to come. Please stay home. Of course, if you have any symptoms, stay home. And if you're just not comfortable, you're not ready to take that plunge yet, we completely understand. Stay home, watch the stream. But if you're ready to come back and you want to join us this Sunday, I look forward to seeing at least the top half of your smiling faces.